Hi, Scott. What brings you down to our office today? I'm really glad to see you, by the way. And I'm just wondering, where do you want to start? Well, I'm not really sure where to start with this one. You see, well, I guess I've just been feeling kind of low lately. Okay, so low. Can you tell me a little more about how you're feeling low? It feels like, I don't know, sadness and kind of fear, sadness, and maybe a little bit of just shame. Okay, so shame. Can you tell me a little more, maybe about that in the relation to those other feelings? I guess the feeling of shame kind of comes last. Well, I don't know. It's just a complicated feeling that I've been feeling a lot more lately. Well, I guess when I realized how often I've been feeling this way lately was the other day when I was talking to my wife. So I don't even really remember what I was talking about, but I said something kind of self deprecating or kind of mean to myself. And so we have this rule in our house that if you say something kind of rude to yourself or someone else, you gotta say at least three positive things about that person or yourself. But it took like a really long time for me to come up with three things. Like an awkwardly long time. In the end, I was able to think of three things that I only kind of half believed. But it really got me thinking, you know? So you became more aware of the shame and the overall low feelings kind of through this story. And it got you thinking. Exactly. Life's hard enough as it is, let alone not being able to say anything good about myself and probably more actively saying negative things. It just sucks realizing how hard I am on myself. I want to ask why, but I don't even know if that'll help. I kind of just want to change. Okay, so what would that change look like? I'm curious. Honestly, I don't even know what that would look like. I think I've just been like this for so long. It's hard to see a way out. Can we try something for a little bit? It might help you get an idea of what sort of change you're looking for. Yeah, I think I'd be open to whatever. I mean, I'm just kind of tired of feeling like this. So you've been feeling some shame and overall low, and you realize that some of this might have to do with how you've been treating yourself and just being too hard on yourself. I wonder if we could come up with a word that could characterize that. I don't really know if I could characterize it in one word, but it feels like I'm under the magnifying glass, you know? Do you mean under the microscope? No, like a magnifying glass. And it's not some kind scientist looking down. It's myself, either looking way too hard or ready to set myself on fire like a little ant. In other words, there's a high level of interrogation or investigation, would you say? Yeah, and it's always like a critique, you know? There's always just some sort of critical thing to say about myself. All right, so that critic or critique, can you think of a name for that? I guess I could try. It's kind of weird, but naming it like a person, like maybe Trent? Nah, no, maybe just the critic. Yeah, just the critic. All right. Yeah, good stuff. I know it's a little weird to think about it that way, but it might help. So, that critic, can you tell me more about that critic as though it was a person? Well, the critic is really negative, shame based, can't let go of things, super stubborn, and kind of ignorant. So, ignorant, stubborn. Can you tell me more about the person of the critic? Maybe the age, gender, kind of setting a backstory for the critic. Honestly, young, white, male, straight, religious, kind of like me, especially at age maybe 19. Kind of gleefully ignorant. Oh, do you have an idea of how you at 19 might have been more critical or the voice of the critic? I don't know. I just kind of assumed I could do everything through hard work. And if things weren't working out, it was because I wasn't working hard enough. Kind of ignorant to others' needs, systems issues, even my own needs. Kind of just get your head down and get her done. You mentioned young, white, male, religious, work mentality. Do you have any idea how each of those might have influenced the assumptions of the critic? The critic just assumes that if stuff isn't working, you're not working hard enough. And in order to make you work harder, it kind of shames you. Speaking kind to yourself or taking care of yourself, it's considered kind of sissy, and it won't help get things done. Are you getting stuff done? Well, I think I'm just stuck. It doesn't feel like I'm getting any better. And I mean, that's kind of why I'm here. And you are here. Did it take a lot of effort to get you here today? You bet. It's kind of weird going to counseling. I kept going over and over in my head. Should I go? Why should I go? Am I making a big deal about this? Will this help? I don't think there's a lot of buddies of mine who'd be into it. So, knowing that, you are taking a big step towards change. I guess so. It certainly wasn't easy coming to counseling to talk about this. So, we've talked about the critic, where it comes from, what it sounds like, and I'm just curious, what would you want to replace the critic with? Something totally awesome. I mean, something like better. Maybe affirmation instead of critique. I guess, like, it kind of connects with what I was saying earlier. How it was really hard for me to say something positive about myself, and it'd be nice if those thoughts or statements came easier. All right, I think that sounds great. I'm going to try another kind of tricky or weird question. On a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being the least affirming, 10 being the most affirming, where would you put yourself right now? Probably like maybe a 2. I mean, it's not like I'm punching myself in the head every day, but it's tough to say even positive things under my breath sometimes, like, it'll be okay. I just don't do it. Alright, so using the same scale, what's the highest you could get to by the next session? Probably just like a 3. I think this stuff will take a little time. What would a 3 look like in your life? I'm curious. I guess maybe saying something positive about myself, just to myself. Like maybe once a day. Just something little like, you got this, or it's okay. So, is that something you'd like to get to? Yeah, it's something small that I can work at each day. I feel good about this. I've been thinking so low of myself for so long. It's good to have something that I can do, just something small to kind of work towards that. And it helped to kind of get all this off my chest. All right, so all in all, you've been feeling low, some shame, connected to your view and how you speak about yourself. The critic, we call it, which has a number of assumptions from a bunch of influences. In all, you would prefer to be more self affirming, like saying small encouraging things to yourself every day, which will then individually trickle into other parts of your life, like family and how you speak about yourself in general. That's it. That is it.